So the big news coming in there, the Parliamentary Affairs Minister is claiming that the government is going ahead with the discussion on price rise and inflation. It will come most probably on Monday, he says, and they are ready to revoke the suspension of the MPs if their leaders apologize for their behavior in the House. It's a good point on which to go to two of those suspended MPs. Sushmita Dev is suspended Trinamool Congress MP, and I'm also joined by Jyoti Mani, suspended Congress MP, and Rahul Srivastav, our National Affairs Editor, also joins us. Sushmita Dev, it appears at the moment that the Parliamentary Affairs Minister is saying you apologize and you can come back to the House. How do you respond, Sushmita Dev, to what you've just heard from Prahlad Joshi?
Rajdeep, let me tell you something. Exactly what happens outside the parliament is what's going on inside the parliament, and who's orchestrating it is the government. Anytime we ask for a debate that actually would criticize the government, it is either delayed or it's denied. 27 days in the budget session, we continuously asked for a debate on the price rise, we were denied. Since this session started, we realized that Nirmala Sitharaman ji is not well, and we told the chair there is no problem, let the debate start, let the food minister or any senior minister hear the debate and reply, we have no issues. There is an urgency in the matter. See, Parliament reflects the mood of the nation. Today, if parliamentarians are seen sitting in the parliament and only debating bill after bill and not raising the issues that are impacting the nation, what is the message to the...
No, Sushmita Dev, I am asking you, did you hear what the Parliamentary Affairs Minister said? He said very clearly that he is more than willing to have a debate on price rise. It will happen on Monday. He's saying he's even willing to revoke all suspensions, provided party leaders apologize for bringing placards into the House, for throwing paperweights at the Speaker's chair.
Rajdeep, let me tell you something. This leads to this.
Okay, we'll try and come back to Sushmita in a moment. There's a problem with the signal. Jyoti Mani, you want to take that question? You've just heard from the Parliamentary Affairs Minister. You apologize, you can come back to the House. There is a way, a decorum that he says has to be followed. Government is ready now to discuss all issues, including price rise.
Why should we apologize? What for we have to apologize? What mistake we have committed? What decorum we have disturbed? You have seen how they treated women MPs today. Is this the decorum and the dignity of this government? See, let me tell you, Rajdeep, we haven't done anything in the Lok Sabha. We haven't tore the paper. We haven't gone near by the chair.
You've taken placards. No, 1 minute. I'm going to show those pictures. I will ask my producer to show those pictures. You are accused of taking placards and surrounding the Speaker's chair, which as per the rules that have been set of Parliament is a violation. Producer, those pictures, please.
Rajdeep.
Yes.
Rajdeep.
Yes.
Even before, when the Congress government was there, the same BJP was in opposition. They have done the same. This has been done for ages. It's not first time we the one who carried the placards. Second thing, we will carry the placards because the price rise is an issue affecting the people. GST is an issue affecting the people. Milk, curd, pencil, hospital ICUs, what not this government is left with. So this is a common man is affected by this price rise. Gas cylinder is 1053 rupees. I carried that placard. Is it wrong? Gas cylinder is not selling for 1053 rupees, which ordinary people are not afford. My colleagues actually carry the placards of GST on milk, dahi, etc., etc. Is it wrong? It's not happening. It is the government actually who is behaving arrogant with the people. Second thing, we haven't shown that placard in front of the Speaker's face. That is not the intention of ours. We respect the chair. What we have done is, you all knew that both Lok Sabha TV and Rajya Sabha TV is completely controlled. They don't show the opposition protest or anything, whatever the opposition voice raised on behalf of the people, they are not showing it. So that is what we have done is strategically wherever the camera is showing, we shown the placard to towards the camera.
Ji, but you know it's a no. It is a no. I can understand that you feel that you want your voice heard and you believe your voice is not being heard. But there are rules and conventions of Parliament. My point to you, Jyotimani, is now the Parliamentary Affairs Minister on this program itself has said, Nirmala Sitharaman, Finance Minister, is back. We are ready to hold a debate on Monday itself. Will you now at least accept and end your protest?
What is rules and Rajdeep, let me. Rajdeep, tell me, what is the rules and convention? Do you think this government follow any rules and convention? When see, there is a rules and convention in the parliament. Then Business Advisory Council meeting happened. The list of business has been decided that will be followed. If any bills tabled, the member of parliament has to be we will be supposed to be known 2-3 days before. But this government is following the Business Advisory Committee list. When the people come to know about the bill midnight, 1 o'clock, 12 o'clock, our whip calls us and wake us up. Tomorrow morning your bill come. What kind of rules and regulation you are talking about? This government are actually serious about this rules and regulation. We are fighting for people issues, which is very, very important. So there is no rules and convention when it comes to people, because this government is really crushing them. People are really suffering due to price rise. We don't need to tell this.
Okay, you made that point. You're claiming
not fighting for people. What are we supposed to do then?
Okay, you're claiming you're raising public issues. Sushmita Dev, you know, this is not the first time, though, that Trinamool Congress finds itself in a way being under the eye of the scanner, because the sense, Sushmita Dev, is now it is now a tactic to in some way go into the well of the house, create a din, and in a way disrupt Parliament. The public out there will see you as disruptors in session after session.
Rajdeep, let me tell you something.
Parliament will be far more unhappy, and I think this solution is members of Parliament sit inside Parliament not discussing what's ailing the nation. Today, to
go into the Parliament and
impact the nation in the common man is far worse. We are people who go to fields. Everybody is telling us, let us do something about price rise. This government is getting us. But
but look at those pictures of tenor. But look at those pictures that you are tearing all the legislative papers. What do you expect the speaker to do?
Let me answer this picture point of. You keep showing those pictures of the placards and the protest, but please understand, what is worse is when a government sits on that side and continuously, repeatedly refuses us our right to debate important issues. There may not be a photographic depiction of that, but that is what that cannot happen in a parliamentary democracy.
Okay,
you are an experienced journalist. You know the way the parliament works. You can debate a bill and debate important issues like price rise at the same time. But they are not doing it.
Okay, let me stop you for a moment. Let me stop you to bring an experienced journalist, Rahul Srivastav, who's tracked Parliament for more than 3 decades. Rahul Srivastav, are we seeing parliamentary relations between the government and opposition reaching the point of no return? Is that what we are seeing, or is this Naile Pe Dehla, that what was done to the Congress during the UPA years by the BJP, an entire session of Parliament was blocked during 2G. Now, session after session, opposition is looking for an opportunity to target this government.
You see, Rajdeep, if you look at what has been happening in Parliament, you know, when we talk about that the opposition is only interested in creating ruckus, that's a very little side of the story. The government only wants to pass legislation. That's one story. There is competitiveness, competitive politics. Politics which is there on the street is now inside Parliament. All these are, I think, the manifestations. I think these are symptoms we are looking at. I think after covering Parliament for almost 3 decades, I feel that the Parliament is caught between the tyranny of government's majority and the tyranny of the opposition's frustration, and also I think the anarchy. I think both sides don't want to talk. If you look at the history of Indian Parliament, Rajdeep, before 1978, the productivity of Parliament was always more than 100%. It is the 1978 onwards, then when the rise of the regional parties, the rise of the alternates to the Congress started coming in, you had problem. 1998 Vajpayee government, 2010 UPA government were the only 2 years since 1978 when you had more than 100% business. Vajpayee's 6 years had 90%, UPA's 10 years had 82%, Modi's years First government after 30 years, a majority, 74% between 2014 to 21, and 2018, only 40%. This time around, only 20 to 25% business conducted in monsoon session. What is actually happening, Rajdeep? The problem is definitely one. I think the biggest problem is, one, the government as the facilitator. When Sushmita said that Parliament reflects the mood of the nation, no, it just doesn't do that. It is the only platform constitutionally mandated to hold the government accountable, Rajdeep. That is the key problem. Now, if there was to be a price debate, the government knows it, the opposition wants it. Why wait till 1 week of disruption? Why wasn't it decided in the all-party meeting? Look at England, look at UK, Canada. These are good democracies where 20 days each year out of the 110 days of business conducted in Parliament, every year is set aside for the issues opposition wants. Why can't we have something like this?
There's a trust deficit. No, because Rahul Srivastav, Prahlad Joshi told me on the show today that the opposition has not digested the fact that Narendra Modi is the Prime Minister and the BJP has a majority government. And the government, because of its majority, believes that they can do what they want.
Yes, Rajdeep, that's exactly what I'm saying. It's a tyranny of two kinds. The problem is that the opposition fears that if they help the government pass the legislations first, there will be no debate. The government fears that if there is a debate first, the opposition later will not let the legislation pass. It's a breakdown. I think it's too political in nature. Also remember, Rajdeep, when we talk about the decline of Parliament, it's the second story. The first story is the decline of the Member of Parliament. The decline, rise of the regional players. There is not a MP's wish now which prevails in Parliament that I don't agree with this, I want to present this side of the story. He has a right to ask questions. But parties decide from sitting somewhere else that there is a destruct button now. It used to happen in BJP's time, now it's happening in the Modi government's time. There is a destruct button now that go and destroy. So members of Parliament
there is a destructive
are herded
streak.
into it.
There is a destructive streak which is driven.
One little point, Rajdeep, I'd like to make here is very importantly, the anti-defection law has finished off the member's right to represent his will or the people's will. It is the parties which decide now where the MP is going, and that is why you find this herd mentality in which groups are now acting, demanding adjournments, Rajdeep. Do you know, I will give you interesting data, since 2016, hundreds of adjournment motions have been submitted in Parliament, not one has been allowed. That's perhaps the state of the Parliament.
Very interesting. From the times when adjournment motions were seen as the basis for debate in Parliament. Final word from you, Jyoti Mani. You heard Prahlad Joshi say, you have not digested the fact that Narendra Modi is the Prime Minister. And therefore, you are determined to not allow Parliament to function. What will you tell the Minister?
See, BJP is synonymous with lies, all I can say that. So why do we can't digest? Because he is the Prime Minister elected by the people. If we definitely we will remove him by going back to the people. That's what we are doing. See, Parliament is a forum to raise issues. Price rise is an important issue. GST is an important issue. We want to raise this in the Parliament. We have requested the government. Our floor leaders repeatedly went and reached out to the government, but they were not relenting. They kept on saying when a finance minister has to come. I would like to quickly make one point. When the agriculture bill issue happened, it was not the agriculture minister, it was defense minister who answered the Parliament. When the Rafale scam happened, it was the then defense minister Nirmala Sitharamanji was not answered the question. Late Mr. Arun Jaitley answered the Parliament. So this government has the past track record that actually generally the concerned minister actually very rarely answer in the Parliament.
So you have no faith in this government's.
We are not accepting that.
Okay. Very quickly, therefore, Sushmita Sen, in conclusion, will you go back to Parliament on Monday? Your suspension is revoked. Are you ready for this debate on price rise or not?
We have been ready from the budget session where 27 days we were asking for it. And let me tell you something, Rajdeep. When the farm laws came, we protested. The same arguments came from the Parliamentary Affairs Minister and eventually the Prime Minister of India to himself repeal those acts. So please, listen to the opposition because it can be constructive and there's something to learn there.
Okay.
You're debating two very short bills for over 3 days. That is a waste of taxpayers' money, and I'm sure Rahul Srivastav will agree with what I have to say. We demand a debate on price rise and we demand that our suspension is revoked and we be allowed to participate. It's our right.
Okay, let me leave it there. Clearly, from the mood that is being reflected today, there is some hope that Parliament will be back to doing what it needs to do, which is to function by holding the government accountable and also pass legislation. That's what we want to see. Rahul Srivastav, Jyoti Mani and Sushmita Dev. I called you Sushmita Sen. I'm sorry about that. I got that wrong. But thank you very much for joining me here on the news today.